This is the fill and drain machine. If you notice, this is a wash and a rinse arm of a Champion model. If you notice this one, it looks very similar, doesn't it? Because it is. It's the same wash arm. The difference is, in this machine, this is also the rinse arm. In this machine, it has its own rinse arm. So when you're talking about, and this is the fill and drain, by the way, so this one, when it goes through the wash function and it evacuates the chamber, it goes through the rinse function and then evacuates the chamber again. All of that water is being routed through the single wash arm and rinse arm. When you get into a little bit finer productivity and you start talking about stem wear, and we talk about less spotting, the reason you get there is that the rinse water is routed completely separately than the wash water. This has the potential, again, I don't have very much water to play with here, this has the potential to have food soil be trapped in there. If you notice, we take a lot of care to design these wash and rinse arms. If you notice, these are debossed. If you notice that the slots are in different spots in every one of the orifices, that's not from bad quality control. Those are designed to be in those slots to get a specific kind of water movement out of those jets as it's spinning around. We don't have very much water to play with. We need every one of these to be active. And so when you get into the high temp and the freshwater rinse machines, having a dedicated rinse arm that doesn't go through the same routing system that the wash water does gives you a much better potential for having clean stem wear coming out. So a lot of the people that are using one dishwasher for everything much prefer to go to this style because they feel like it gives them the protections of what they're looking for. And I would totally agree. In most operations, this is the case. However, this has its place, because you'd probably wonder, where's the guy going with this, because it sounds like this is the only one to ever use. In most cases, this would be the one to use. There's a specific type of end user that we steer people towards with a fill and drain machine. If you were to talk about, say, like a coffee shop, for example, in a coffee shop, it's not uncommon that this is by far the biggest and most extensive piece of food service equipment that they use. It also ends up turning into their sink. And again, dishwashers are not garbage disposers. They're not you know, collectors and all that, but they get treated like that. So whether somebody's dumping all of the coffee into a sink or more likely dumping it by a rack into the dishwasher, we have to deal with all of that material. And so when we're looking at those I don't want to say non-professional, because they're still professional, but not thoroughly involved in the full arena of food service, we worry about those end users and making sure that they're getting all that material out of here. Because again, if I'm holding water in the tank to become next cycle's water, and I still have cigarette butts and sand from daycare centers that wash toys in these machines and whatnot, we need all of that material out of the box. This doesn't do it as effectively as this one. So for those, I would say, limited food service operations, office building, kitchenettes, coffee shops, small nursing homes that just don't have a bigger array of equipment, those are the kind of people that we would start off with this machine. Now they might end up over here because they might like Energy Star, they might like individual rinse, they might like some things about it, but we'll always start the conversation over here because this is really the machine that they should use. Now granted, we're bucking the trend because it's not Energy Star, it's not green in comparison to the other one, but it's the right machine for certain applications.